that's why you should go, is because you understand you're not qualified. And just tell them about Krishna. There was a little girl, one of the first little girls, like we have these little girls here now, and boys, the cute little children. So her name was Saraswati, the daughter of Malati and Shyamasundar, Prabhupada's original disciples. And Prabhupada liked her a lot. You can see some pictures of her, like playing with Prabhupada, but he used her as an example once about preaching. He was saying, what does it mean to preach? And he said, just like our Saraswati, she will go up to someone and say, to some gentleman and say, do you know who is Krishna? Supreme Personality of Godhead. He said, that's all. So, we take that risk. Let's put it this way. We're ready to go to hell for this, on this point. It's that important to extend Krishna consciousness to others. And Gurudev, his famous example, he'd say, if I have 5 rupees, I do a 5 rupee business. And that's what he means, like, you've got something. Right? Disciple of Guru Maharaj, Gurudev. Like Kaviraj Goswami says, Jagai madhai hoite murse papista, purishera kita hoite murse lagista. He's deprecating, he's filled with self-deprecation. I'm the worst sinner imaginable. If you, what does he say? If you hear my name, you'll lose all, whatever piety you've accumulated will be lost. If you vibrate my name, you're going to hell. He's like, that level of self-deprecation. Then at the same time he's saying, but what I'm telling you now about the lotus feet of Gaura and Nityananda and Radha Govinda, there's nothing higher than this. It's true, I'm these other things. Somehow by the, Nityananda, Prema Mata Nityananda, Kripa Avatar, Uttam Adam, Kichu Navichar. In the madness of his love of Gauranga, he's intoxicated with Gaur Prem, Nityananda. He's not distinguishing who knows a lot, who doesn't, who's qualified, who's not qualified. So Kaviraj Goswami says, somehow I got the mercy of Nityananda. How did I get that mercy? Saying, when someone did not properly appreciate a devotee, I corrected them. And that was a devotee of Nityananda Prabhu. They weren't properly respecting them. I corrected them and I told them, your logic is faulty. What is it? Ardha Kuki Nyai? The half a hen logic. You like the part of the hen that lays the egg you're interested in, but not feeding. The mouth requires food. Saying, so you say you're a devotee of Mahaprabhu, but you don't accept Nityananda? Impossible. So anyway, by chastising that man, Nityananda appeared to him in a dream, drunk, intoxicated with Gaur Prem, Krishna Prem, and said, Krishna Das, go to Vrindavan and you'll get everything. And he said, and that's why I came to Vrindavan. Now I got the mercy of Madan Mohan and all the Vaishnavas, and I'm presenting this Chaitanya Charitamrita. So yes, I'm such a fallen person. Who am I to weigh in on these things? But actually it's not me. Some higher power is moving my hand. So our hope is if some seva comes to us like that, then, and there's no one else, superior Vaishnava, who can do that. So it's clear something is expected from us. Then we'll pray to our Guru, Gauranga, Nityananda Prabhu, please use me. At least let me not be an obstacle to the dispensation of your divine mercy. Use me in some way to bring these people in connection with the lotus feet of Guru and Gauranga. And as Gurudev said, you got 5 rupees, do a 5 rupee business. Every disciple's got something from Guru. Share that. Sometimes people say, what should be the first preaching point? Well, you could have a discussion about that. You could analyze, these are the kind of things generally people should hear first. Atma Gyan, to Paramatma Gyan, the Bible, there's a sequence of how to present these things. We appreciate that. But at the same time, I like to suggest that whatever it is you've appreciated, share that. Because that will be said in a more heartfelt way. It's one thing, the rote recitation of perceived Siddhanta. But another thing, and so, well, what do you like about it? And I said, well, this is what I like. Like Guru Maharaj always repeated what this one lady said, a disciple of Prabhupada, when she was visiting the mutt. She said, what she liked about Krishna consciousness is we're being given a chance to have a family life with Krishna. Guru Maharaj quoted that for 20 years. You can listen, and regularly this comes up in his talks. He was that impressed. He liked that so much that she got it. Although she was a relatively new devotee and from a foreign country, but that appealing to her. When Bhakti Madhur Ban Maharaj met with Guru Maharaj, and he was introduced, and he mentioned to Guru Maharaj, he had read Bhagavad Gita. So Guru Maharaj said to him, of what you read, what did you like? And he said, and this scored a lot of points for him, he said, I like the part where Krishna says, give up everything and surrender to me. And Guru Maharaj started to smile. So, and it reminds me also of once a newspaper reporter came to interview me, and it was the particular time where the Krishna consciousness movement was not getting good press, we could say. And so I was really not happy about having to do this interview also, knowing that embarrassing sort of awkward questions were going to be asked, but somehow I had to do it. And so we're talking, and while we're doing this, Mahayogi Maharaj came into the room, and some scholars were visiting from a university, and he wanted to show them a particular tape of Guru Maharaj speaking, and I knew these tapes very well and where it would be, like which one it was. So I said, oh, show them this one, and he went, and he goes, which one is that? I go, it's the one where he said, if I had a drop of love for Krishna, I would have died a long time. And he goes, oh yeah, that one, yeah, right, okay, yeah, that'll be in. And so he goes, and then I turn to this woman and I'm like, now we have to go back to this stuff. And she stops for a second and she says, can I ask you a question? I'm saying, yes, lady, what do you want to know? And she said, why did that person say, if I had a drop of love for Krishna, I would have died a long time ago? She was like, why did he say that? So you wouldn't think that that would be like what you would lead with, but that she found, hearing that, it had some mysterious pull on her heart and consciousness. She wanted to hear more about it. And that's when I started preaching to her. And I was as surprised, maybe more surprised than her. Because I had a stereotype in my mind. Oh, this is a reporter who's trying to trick me in this, and I was in a very poor state of consciousness, actually. But by her asking that question, she opened the door to another zone. Then I became very happy. We had a nice discussion. Everything changed at that point. And I would have never have thought, to begin with that. But then we can see, Krishna had another idea. So we want to be open, as fallen as we are, as unqualified as we are. Let's say, Krishna, like Prabhupada in his poem, when he says, when he reaches America, I mean, it's almost humorous, but it's not. It's heartbreaking. But he says, he's now in America after, and almost dies on the ship on the way over, heart attack. And he says, "You must have brought me here for a reason." That's what he said. How humble, it's heartbreaking, you know. He's saying, "You've brought me here for a reason, must be." So, he concludes, he said, "Then make me dance, make me dance, make me dance, oh Lord, make me dance." Like, use me to do something. So, that's the proper mood, always, of the devotees. Guru Maharaj says, why do we offer flower to the book before the class? A garland, flower, something to acknowledge, first of all, it's the book is spiritual substance. It's a passive posing representation as a book, but actually it's spiritually conscious substance that wants to be distributed. Krishna wants to distribute himself. We can offer ourselves as agents. So whenever some opportunity comes, rather, we should jump for that. When Gurudev had the big operation in Sokel, and he thought he might not survive, and he came back, and it was a heartbreaking situation to see him like that, and he came back to the Mat, because he said, "I'd rather leave the world at the Mat than in a hospital." Everybody was very sad, emotional, and then someone wanted to get initiated, like the next day or something. And Gurudev, suddenly his whole mood changed. And he said, "They still want service from me." That's what he said. They're still accepting service from me. They want to use me in service. Then he was like happy. Even with the bag and like the whole horrific situation, he was now feeling very happy inside that some service had come to him. So particularly the service of reproduction, talking what we've heard from the Guru Varga. Yeah. So I recommend going. Guru Maharaj told the story of the simple-hearted Bengali devotee who was invited to a big academic conference in Italy. And every day they put on the sign it says, "Today's talk will be on," and then it says the subject. But he didn't know that day they'd canceled the class. And it said, "Today's talk will be on," and it said, "nothing." So he thought, "I'll try my best." And so he gave a lecture on nothing. I don't know how long he spoke, but... And Saraswati Thakur said, the only famine he recognizes in the world, Krishna Katha Durvika, the only shortage is talking about Krishna. Just talk about Krishna and say Krishna over and over again as much as possible. If you can't think of anything else, just say that. Guru Maharaj said that Saraswati Thakur was something to go around the press looking at the articles, and suddenly saying like, how many times did they say Krishna? You go, a lot. You know, it's a good article. Krishna, Gauranga, Nityananda. That also Guru Maharaj liked that. Maybe that same man, when he said that, he had the people going, Gaur Nityananda ki jai, and all the people were like, jai. You know, what did Gadadhar Das tell the Kaji? Saying, yes, the Muslim governor saying, I'm in charge of this town. Everyone's happiness is my concern. What can I do for you? He said, I want you to take Krishna Nam. Saying, why should I take Krishna Nam? I'm a Muslim. He said, oh, already you've taken. Thank you. The man who asked me, where's the Krishna Copy Center in San Francisco? He comes down and says, "Where is Krishna?" And I went, "What? Where is Krishna?" It took me a while to... "Where is Krishna?" I said, "Sir, you are so fortunate to be asking that. And I happen to know also." "Hey Radhe Brajadevi ke Chalalite Hey Nanda Shuno Kutaha." Prabhupada said, the Goswamis, they're saying, where are Radha and Krishna and the Brajagopis? Are they on the banks of the Jamuna? Are they in Govardhan and they are Radha Kunda? Where are they? The search for Sri Krishna yields the substance. So we try and say something. When Mahaprabhu defeated the Digvijay Pandit, he was less than 18 years old. Of course, he's Nimai Pandit, but still, and a teacher of, not of advanced Sanskrit. That's what's so beautiful about the pastime. He teaches the introductory class to the lower level students. That's how he teaches. And that teacher of the beginners, less than 18 himself, defeated the Digvijay Pandit, the favorite son of goddess Saraswati. And Saraswati withdrew her blessings that he's made him say so many things, the 100 slokas. And he's even astonished. He's composed 100 slokas in praise of Mother Ganga on the spot. And Nimai Pandit's there with his students, and they're like, wow. And he's like, well, what do you think of that? And I thought it was great. But in sloka 57, I have a question. I went, 57? I don't even remember that one, which one was. There, in the third line, you say, so it's a little bit of a, it's problematic. You have a double meaning there. It's about Shiva and his wife. The wife of Shiva, and you're trying to go, goddess, Bhuvani. Anyway, so when Nimai Pandit commanded Murari Gupta, when he appeared at his house and he opened the door and he opened the door and it was Varaha Dev. He's as the Varaha incarnation. And goes in the room, picks up the water jug, and Murari, say something. Don't just stand there, say something. And Murari Gupta says, if Ananta Shesha, your other self, expansion, if Ananta Shesha has been trying to glorify you since the beginning of time with his innumerable tongues and mouths, is unable to exhaust even one of your glories, what can someone like me say? But that's his glorification. That's why she's qualified by identifying her lack of qualification. Saying, if you as your expansion are unable to, what can I say? But that's a sloka. You can chant that prayer and be happy and find the key to Krishna conception. Acknowledging your own disqualification, but not allowing that to dissuade you from trying to praise the Lord and His devotees. Hare Krishna.